Hey guys, welcome back to Vindictus. It's been a few years. I'm your host, Real Rookie here. It's been a few years. I'm your host, I'm your host, Real Rookie here. So I'm forever a noob in this game. Oh my god. So last time I quit, max gear was kind of about 90, and I'm actually finally back. Things sure have changed since I've left and come back. Last time I was completely burnt out. My heart wasn't into it anymore, and it just overall, I was just so destroyed by all the RNG that I finally gave up for a while. This is my 8th time coming back to this game. For those who don't know, I mean, if you don't really know, it's have blown up a bunch of gear. That's kind of like where it ended. Last time it was just these things blowing up. These used to cost like 20,000 AP kind of thing. So really, the thing about this is just the experience now, 8 years later, I guess, and also past the point of after I quit. I think it was like a lot of things changed 2 years after I left. I came back into this game and I'm pretty much a full-on noob again. Why I have a head crab and a crowbar from Half-Life 2 just really illustrates how old of a player I am in this game. And pretty much all the gear I had is completely irrelevant. Everything I had back then is now completely worthless. So all this gear that I have here, like this plus 10 and whatever, and plus like 14 staff that I had here, this is all pretty much gone. A bit depressing, but at the same time, it also shows that the game has taken a much further direction from where I left off. Technically, I should have sold all this and I would be sitting on billions of silver, but I'm not. But that's okay. I went ham for about maybe like the past 3 weeks, and I went pretty insane, and I got a new character and a new class pretty high up there. So I sort of like retired my Eevee for now, and I'm no longer really a heal support carry anymore. There's other characters out now that are more support carry or whatever. It doesn't really matter. This game still really is, after playing for a bit, like the new bosses and the raids and whatever, the game still is very heavily skill based. There are certain requirements about. They have new stats about everything. Power is now a combination of like these statistics here, and you do need this power rating to be at a certain level to join certain battles, unless you just host boat, but then you might have to wait for a while. Whereas quick battle, when you meet the requirements, everybody else fills into the boats quite fast. I was a bit actually shocked that those boats fill up really fast. I thought the game would be actually lower population than I thought. It doesn't seem like it. It actually seems like there's quite a number of people around. I'm not on the channel right now, so if I jump to just channel 1, I'm sure there's tons of people just standing around here. In fact, I think the population might have increased like slightly actually. If anything, the combat is still very unique. The whole experience is still very unique. I really have not encountered another MMO that comes around like this. Shockingly enough, that's why I come back to this game for the 8th time. I've quit this game seven times just over and over due to burnout, but I've never known Vindy to be a bad game in my impression or anything. So I mean, I've been a long-term fan of this. Some might just say this is white knighting and whatever. This is just my fair criticism. I don't know of another actual game out there that is like Vindictus. You have about 13 characters now that all interact with a boss differently and all do different things. Some may have some similarities, but all their playstyles are vastly different from one to the next. And based on the player, if you perform really well against the boss, I've noticed that everybody's damage numbers is all pretty much all in the same vein almost. So it's actually quite impressive, especially with all the boss interactions that there are in all the raids. This is kind of like the most arcadey fun I've ever had across MMO gaming, and it's one of the gems out on the market that I really feel like they should make a second. If they can make a Vindictus 2 on a 64-bit engine and port all our data over, that would be the dream. It would be probably like one of the top action games out there that would be best for all time. But one of the problems is like the game still runs on a 32-bit engine, so we are all FPS locked at like 60 kind of thing, or 50 even. Even a strong computer won't really help this issue. I think like even me recording this, there was just some problems there. The game froze for a moment and then my recording stopped. There's all sorts of like old tech issues that's just associated with a 32-bit engine, and it's locked like that because the game is so heavily modified on Source that they can't really, I don't think they can really integrate this into Source 2.0, which is what Dota 2 is running on. That's some background about the game. In terms of like everything that's changed, there's all these systems here that I've never come across. Partholon Vanguard. I came back and I went crazy for 3 weeks, so like I got a lot of characters to max level. It really didn't take too long to actually like get here. And then when you get to level 90, they give you a stack of welfare gear now that actually lets you enjoy all the content that pretty much everybody else is at as well. The only thing that you might be restricted from is the surprise attack, Devil's Tower, and Red Stigma, which is the final area that the game is currently paused at in terms of story. Overall, they made everything a lot more streamlined. I think the experience is a lot better. A lot of the in-betweens and downtimes are now removed. You don't really launch boats except for in a party, so if you're doing a solo run, you just jump straight into the map. So you know, season 1 starts in Kolhen. You just go through all of these. There's this story progression mode button here now that's very, very useful. It's a very welcome change. It also enabled me to like blast all these characters up to 100 so quick. They have uses for getting to 100. You get bonus stats for having 100. You also get all sorts of different things here. Overall, is like I think the experience has developed to something better. The RNG is still just as punishing for enhancements. When you enhance anything like beyond +8, it could destroy your items still. But they have this new option here called Reforge, and basically when you blow up your item, you can reforge your gear, unlock it, and then you can enhance it again. This obviously is the most expensive part of gearing up, but at least now your gear is not permanently destroyed like it was back in my day when you blow up your weapon once, you fail the RNG. Well, the second time you go through, if it fails again, it's gone forever. So that was terrible. There's accessory enhancements. This enhances your accessories so that you can actually go into those top 3 end raids that I was mentioning earlier. These are the only things that are really kind of like gear blocked by everything because of a new stat called Counterforce, and it's just been introduced recently into the game. So far the story has unfolded, I think, pretty uniquely. All the character outfits in this game are still like insane. They're just like armor sets and whatever. Obviously I have unique items here that nobody else can ever get. Other than like if you played like years and years and years back ago. And overall it's like the customization, I think, just through armors and stuff is quite intense. I have like all sorts of weird stuff here. What is this? Oh, I have a succubus coat too. Wow. But in any case, that's Vindictus in a nutshell. I think this experience has been very interesting. They introduced a new side mode too called Redeemers. I don't have it unlocked on this character. Let me just get on to that other character. Alright, so I came back to this game and pretty much all my gear was irrelevant, and then I had to basically rebuild up from 0. And I did that with, well, maybe not from 0, but slightly almost from 0. But I did have like a spare like 150 mil on my main character, Evie, and then I tossed it over to Miri now, which I'm now playing as a main, I guess, because I just decided why not. One of the new classes, check it out, and she's a dragon girl, so I was like, why not? And then all the systems that were introduced are just also so very, very different. We've got like things that in terms of progression beyond 90, back then it was just enhance your weapon +1 to 15, explode or get nothing, or become a god. Now it's like there's so many different ways of progressing. That there's not really just the enhancement. There's also like pieces. You can also upgrade the pieces of like the stats on your weapons. Anything above 90, all the weapons are put together in pieces. So you've got like a weapon essence, and then you've got like the 4 pieces in the weapon that make up for it. I've already maxed these out. And then when you max them out, new stats kind of come in, and then you can further upgrade it. But then this remove attack limit is very, very extreme in cost, so that's sort of like a super endgame grind. First off, you gotta even make the requirements before the attack limit removal is even useful, because if you don't even make the attack limit on the bosses, there's no point. So and then there's also everything. There's all of these are progressions for like just a singular weapon. On top of that, once you're maxed out that, another way is enchanting the scrolls on them to give it a suffix or a prefix. And you need both if you want it, and then the power infusion. So like this weapon here, it's so much on there that you can literally see that there's there's a scroll bar on it. There's a scroll bar on this weapon because there's so much text there, and that's pretty much like progression within this game for each piece of gear here. The other thing is accessories do need to be enhanced to a high level if you want to participate in those higher end raids because they grant counterforce. These don't really destroy themselves when they fail, but then you do feel the enhancement rates. So if you're curious about like, oh, how difficult might it be to make my weapon from plus X to X or whatever, right? Just do the accessories and you'll get a feel for it, because I think the enhancement rates are actually exactly the same. Accessories are pretty expensive to upgrade, especially at the high level here. So plus 18 is going to cost me 935,000 silver per attempt. That's almost like $1 million a shot on top of the materials and about 200 skill points. That's very, very expensive. And it's easier to obviously get the lower levels, but to get like up to even like how much counterforce? That 50 counterforce, you need about like 90 or like 130 for like all the raids or whatever, and you get a potion that gives you 30 per day for one run. So those high-end areas are where you kind of want to be. Reforging, obviously the max level 100 weapons right now is way more insane. I've already blown up this thing once, and making silver is, you just got to run raids and it's still RNG, but at least you can do it with like welfare gear as well. It'll be slightly harder, but it is possible. It's definitely not impossible. I came back to it for about 3 weeks to 3.5 weeks. It's been about 3.5 weeks now, and I pushed pretty insanely hard, and I got like 12 characters. No, I got like 11 characters to level 100 almost. I definitely have 10 characters, and then I got this one character to rank 68 on the server already, because I went a little nutso here, and it's like that's me coming back going hardcore, and then I should not hardcore anything ever again. This is what happens. Basically like this is, you're granted like a free storage, free shared storage. You have to get like all these skill points. I've already trained like crazy on all of these. I even did a little pay to win to get this comrade character here to help. You have NPCs that you can buy to help you go on runs as well now for most of the places. And then doing redeemers is like the super high-end raids where no pay to win will even save you, because you can only use 15 potions there. You cannot use pay to win resurrections. Nothing. This is just purely skill. Like, you have to be somewhat good or get carried by people. Hopefully you can actually do some kind of effect. I am terrible at this so far. This is really like the test of like original Vindictus, essentially, in my opinion. Very difficult. And then in terms of like research of just like background of the development of the game, redeemers is going to be a continued thing. So they're going to add more of these like supreme raids in there that are very, very devastating and punishing as a side story thing to the whole main story. And then even some of the later raids of these new bosses, there's so much going on. I remember doing Devil's Tower of Sealed Elchlis in season 3, and you have to like ride the dragon, do some minor DDR, and do like spear him out of the sky in a small circle. There's like 4 gods and everything, but oh, one dragon to another. What is going on? Why is there... It's like gods everywhere. Why are there so many gods in this fight? Okay, I'm supposed to... What the fuck? The fuck is hitting me? Oh, I'm supposed to stand in the fucking middle. Oh, Jesus Christ. Need the judgment. Oh, this thing is such a bastard. Ah! Oh Jesus! What the fuck is this? Alright, I found out what I'm supposed to do with those spears. Oh no. Oh shit, this is... What a fight! What is going on here? Oh, a time freeze. Oh shit. Oh wait, when did he gain 2 extra eyes? Oh shit. I was busy looking at his 4 eyes. I thought the story actually unfolded to quite an interesting turn, and overall there's not very much running around anymore where you have to just do pointless running and talk to NPC. It's all kind of streamlined all into like the quest menu, so you can just hit M and then there'll be like buttons that show up on the sides here when you actually have it complete, and you can actually talk through the NPCs through there. And then when you hit K, you can just depart from here as well to create parties. So they made like a lot of quality of life changes. You don't have to pick up loot anymore. So there are certain things that got easier, and then there's certain things that also got like harder as well. And then there's definitely more options. I enjoy the fact that they changed the enhancement system, because, you know, losing your weapon permanently after the second try after resurrecting it was really stupid in my opinion. So, you know, they've done some dumb things too. But overall, in terms of an action game, and also how many different kinds of battles and experiences I've had just from coming back so far, is actually quite refreshing. I mean, obviously it's depressing that all the gear that I fought for is completely irrelevant, and then I have to re-gear myself literally from scratch. It wasn't so bad. I mean, I just, like I said, I went crazy just to see how much of an effort and how much crazy grind it took to get back to like somewhat like top end, and it wasn't all that bad. I thought the progression was actually just fine. Obviously, I'm going to calm the hell down now. That was just to make this opinion, because I don't like to make unsubstantiated opinions. But other than that, though, that's my experience of Vindictus 8 years later. I still feel like a rookie. Thanks so much for watching to this video, guys. I'll catch you all in later videos. So that's it. I'll see you later. Bye-bye for now. So just one last thing that I forgot to mention here was the cat seal shop in the game. They've also updated this with like kind of runes and other things that you can actually just purchase that are generally would be in the cash shop. So there is actually some form of play to win here. This is actually very welcoming, and because it's like, you know, buying enhancement runes and whatever, but with no other way to get it other than cash was like, you know, really a definition of pay to win back then. And now that this is here, I didn't really have too much of an issue with this. This is actually like very welcome, so you can actually get your plus 10 gear actually fairly easily, and then plus 11 would be a bit of an RNG hurdle, and then you can get these from Bravery of Seals. You can get these from just doing Royal Army raids of like 12 player runs, or either that you can do Unlocker challenges, which is a solo mode, and you can buy them from the Honor Medal shop as well. For Seals of Bravery, and then also where it's anything that has raid on it will give you seals up to 20 a day, so you can get about like 30 or 40 of them a day if you actually play like pretty insanely. There's also guild skills and things that weren't around before for bonuses and other things. Also there are exchange shops that you can change all of this for. And there's you know, you can get more seals from here as well, and also from my returners. I should buy these because I buy these like every day. And just like, you know, new players that came back, you can exchange tickets for those as well. The exchange shop has a lot in there, and you can also get all sorts of things. There's many different modes around. Most of the PvP modes aren't really dabbled in, other than Onslaught these days. It's just kill a bunch of bosses to push bosses to the other side kind of thing. And the other things, these 3 specials, no one really does these other than Alban Festival probably. Sports Day, I don't really know what happens there. Alban Festival is like a solo thing, challenge with spears and walls. And that's pretty much all I left out and wanted to mention. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you all guys next time. Bye bye for now. Oh, and they also like lowered the co-op experience down to 4 players for most raids now, and then 8 players for Redeemer raids, and 12 people for Royal Army raids, which used to be double the amount. They used to be 24 and 8 and whatever. But anyways, I'll catch you all next time with some more content, and I'll see you later. Bye bye for now.